Ahoy, my friends, Ryder here, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis video. Today is a to pull or not to pull video, and I will be reviewing the latest Final Fantasy IX banner, the one featuring Cait Sith and his new Quina Megaphone. Alright, so I'm just going to first take a look at the animation here. I think it's a support ability, so it's not going to be anything crazy. There it is right there. Definitely an interesting weapon. Is there not showing the animation? Here it is right here. Alright, so pretty cool. There's no costume. The fact that there are two banners in a row with no costume just doesn't quite sit right with me. I have my own reservations and feelings towards Applebot about them doing this, and you know, all I can say is that I don't like it at all, and I hope that it doesn't continue on into the future, because you know, putting out a banner with a weapon that doesn't have a costume is like, you know, it's half the value for the same cost, you know, and then you're gonna have to go on another banner, especially for something like Zack's sword. But it is what it is. I think they were just behind on this. They slapped this together really quick, and the truth of the matter is that we don't have a costume. So the question of the day is this banner worth pulling? So I'm going to take a look at a couple things. So let's go to the details. All right, I can't actually check the costumes from here, so I'm going to show you guys the costumes and how they changed just really quick. Let me go to solo party, actually. That will be easier. All right, so let's jump over to Aerith. Both of the costumes did get a boost. So Aerith's, however, only got an HP boost, but you know, 30% as opposed to the original 15% that it has is pretty good. However, I will say though that I never use this costume over the Comrade dress. So this is a great costume. However, before I had the Comrade dress, this was by far my best costume. So it is a great costume for sure. I do really enjoy it, and I love the look of it as well. Garnet is one of my favorite characters in Final Fantasy. Now let's jump over to Sephiroth here and check his out. I believe his got 2 boosts, right? So he not only did he get the HP up right here from the 15 to 30%, but he also got the magic ability potency up as well. I believe that went from 10 to 15, which essentially put him from starting attack stance command gauge max 15% to 30%. So the costumes are definitely solid. The question is are they worth pulling? And with the 1-year anniversary right around the corner, and with them going, you know, with the crazy things that I believe are coming to Ever Crisis from the 1-year anniversary, I do not believe that these costumes are going to be worth it. I think most people that play Aerith have the Comrade dress, and you're basically never going to run the Garnet's Rod over that dress. 99% of the time. For Sephiroth, it is a good costume for sure. But I do think that other good things are on the horizon that are better worth the crystals, right? Now for Aerith and Sephiroth's weapon, I have this weapon at base 5-star, and it definitely has had its moments for me. It's like Barrett's micro laser, you know. I have that at OB2. I've used it in a ton of guides, right? So having this kind of single weapon to do a magic attack boost can be helpful, but do I think that it's worth it to pull? I don't really believe that it is worth it to pull for the Garnet's Rod, although it is the only weapon from the Final Fantasy IX banners that I believe is actually viable at OB1. The other weapon here, the Kuja's Spirit Blade, which is awesome and gets major cool factor points just because it is Kuja's weapon from Final Fantasy IX. It is mid-mid, so it's not low-mid all the way at base 5-star, but there are many other weapons in the game that can, you know, take over this role, right? It's not very often you need an actual AoE breaking weapon, right? And then on top of that, you would want to have it OB6 to unlock the high potency on the second cast. That's why I say that I don't really see the viability in this weapon unless it's OB6, and I don't think that it's worth it to pull for this weapon to get it OB6 on this banner. So for me, the Final Fantasy IX, Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, and Sephiroth are all definite skips, guys. The anniversary is going to be the thing to save for. If you pull for these now, these weapons are still almost a year old. I just think that you're going to be looking back in the future and going, man, I wish I didn't do that, because I wish I had crystals now for this crazy 1-year anniversary gear that's dropping. Now, the question of the hour is the Quina Megaphone, which is essentially like another version of the Comrade wand, right? It gives physical attack increased, but instead of magic defense up for the team, it gives physical defense up for the team, right? So at base 5-star, it's still going to go physical attack mid to high, physical defense mid to high, which is pretty damn solid. With one copy of this weapon, it opens up a lot of content. And to be honest, I'm on the fence for doing a single pull on this banner just to use the Cait Sith weapon parts. Let's go see how many freaking Cait Sith weapon parts I have, right? Just to have the access to the mechanic, right? And Cait Sith is a character that I don't even come close to maining, guys. I don't at all. I barely build him. You know, I level him up, but I don't even think I have that many of his. Okay, so I do have 340, so I could technically pull it and get a single copy of the weapon. However, the problem would be if on the off chance I did not get a 3 to 4-star version of his weapon, I would have to pull again, and that's where it gets sketchy. The problem here for my account personally is that I don't really use Cait Sith, so having a single weapon, although it unlocks this mechanic, I don't really have. Most of the time you need more than one weapon mechanic for hard boss fights, right? You need other things in there. You need a second weapon, you need an imperil, you need a heal, and I don't really have that stuff with Cait Sith. If you do have that stuff with Cait Sith, if you're a huge Cait Sith fan, if you pulled on all his banners, this is a great weapon to have, guys. It's a really good one. Unfortunately, it's limited, but the nice thing about it is that this weapon is viable at OB1 base 5-star, right? Or just having one single copy, which is nice to have. So I can't really, dock the weapon too much because it is really good overall. I really like this weapon. I think most of you guys in the game have seen how good the Comrade wand is and how often it's used. I kind of wish this was magic attack is increased with physical defense increased, so we kind of had like both sides of the coin there. But this was obviously created specifically for this guild war, right? And so it is what it is. Now, for the actual weapon itself, for the ability right here, this is S tier, S plus tier. Basically, top of the line, what you're going to get. The R abilities, I feel like, are not quite as good. The boost attack, solid. 62 is amazing on the boost attack. The buff debuff extension, however, I feel like is a bit low. But it is what it is. 26 is still a solid amount of points. If you had this in the main hand, it would be a great weapon, and definitely for people that are fully building this is going to be a great weapon in the sub at some point in time. But I still, for the R abilities, I would give it like an A+, not quite an S. If the buff debuff extension maybe hit 31, I think it would hit S tier. Now, as for the support material right here, we have physical ability damage plus 20%, wind ability damage plus 30%, and circle sigil boost right here, right? So for the support abilities, I do also give it S tier. I love the wind ability damage right there. It's very solid. Physical ability damage, always super good. And circle sigil boost, I mean, this is a staple on weapons these days. I can't remember the last time we got a weapon that didn't have a sigil boost on it. So it is nice to have them floating around. Sometimes you just need a weapon to hit that sigil break. And so you can pop it in your main hand and go for it. So I think overall, the weapon is solid. The fact that you only need one copy is solid as well. So the question really comes down to your account. I think for anyone who's a huge Cait Sith fan who loves to use them in the party whenever they can, this is a good banner to pull. But I personally wouldn't chase OB6 unless you have a lot of crystals and you're willing to spend on the game to make up for those crystals for the anniversary. If you're a free-to-play player or a light spender like myself, then it's not, I don't think it's going to be worth it right before the anniversary. I think that whatever is going to be coming in the anniversary is really just going to kind of trounce everything that we have, and it's going to set a new precedent for the game as a whole. So for me, I don't know, it's kind of a toss-up right now. I would love to have a single copy of it. I might do one pull just to see if I do. You know what? I might do one pull right now just to see, just for fun. I feel like having the weapon might be fun. I like using Cait Sith, but I want to limit myself to the one pull. So, all right, I'm gonna do one pull right here, right now. All right, so send me some luck, guys. Oh, actually, I have all these wish list things. I think I'll wait to do a pull because I don't know what I want on my wish list right now. I know, I'm sorry. I got you guys all hyped up. I don't want to have you guys sit here and wait while I make my entire wish list, and I think I have to actually think about what I would need on this at the same time. But yeah, that being said, I think I might do one pull and then just pray that I get a 3 or 4 star copy, drop the weapon parts, turn it into a 5-star, call it a day. If I spend 3K and I get that and I get a copy of that weapon, I'd say that's worth it. Do I think it's worth it to pull the banner? Not really. I can't say that I do. So yeah, that being said, guys, that is going to conclude my to pull or not to pull video. I know this one was a little bit of a tricky one. The fact that there's no costume on this one is actually, you know, a little bit easier because you can do the kind of one stamp trick and use the weapon parts. And for a character like Cait Sith, I don't really mind dropping those, especially it's a limited weapon anyway, right? So that's exactly what you would be using them for in the first place. But yeah, that being said, you know, I hope that this video was helpful to you guys. If it was, please don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. If you're looking to join an Ever Crisis community, join a guild for upcoming Guild Wars, we run a Discord called the Curseborn Discord. There are 13 guilds in the top 100 that was in the last Guild War. There's a description to join in the link of all my videos, so we welcome you guys to come join us. We have co-op lobbies. We have a bunch of awesome people in there that will help you with questions, whatever you guys need. It's just a great group of people that I am honored to be a part of. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. If you guys are pulling, I wish you the best of luck. If you are saving, I wish you the best of endurance and fortitude to hold out to the anniversary. I think this might just be the last banner until we get there. So yeah, that being said, hope you all have a wonderful night. Take care and peace.